I want to show you, if you're wondering what may change from now, let's take a look at the seats where the BJP's vote share is above 40%. There are 105 seats. So while they're leading only on 73, the BJP is in the fight in 105 seats, halfway through counting. The Congress, 40% plus, 147 seats. There are 147 seats where the Congress has a chance of being able to increase its tally. The tally currently stands at 119. The Janata Dal Secular is the biggest loser of this poll, leading on 25, 40% plus on 27. If I were to look at vote share of the key parties, the Congress's vote share stands currently at 43% of all the vote that's been counted, up 5% from the last time. The BJP is exactly where it was. Now, while it's picked up some vote share, then you can explain this in old Mysuru, they've lost a little bit. But net-net, they still stand where they were. It is the JDS which is down 4%, which is largely the vote share that the Congress seems to have snatched from the JDS.
I think that is the reason why Congress is doing well in these areas. And don't forget that JDS is still holding on because of old Mysuru. Otherwise, they would have been finished by now. So the very fact that they're still holding on in old Mysore area, they're able to be in the race. And in case there is a hung assembly, they have a chance. Otherwise, I mean, they would have been down to 15 seats. So the very fact that they're still around 25 seats, that shows that they still have vote bank that is probably working for them, but with the diminishing returns. And if Kumaraswamy's son is losing, I think that's a very bad sign for the family.
Okay, what is changing in the last 20 minutes is local channels now putting the Congress more or less above 125. So a lot of these close-run seats seem to be veering towards the Congress. So that could be 125, 130, who knows where it ends. Yes.
Okay.
But we don't know yet.
Rahul, Radip, I'd just like to make a point on Shettar and Hubli. If you see him losing, you see, I do believe it's a part of a plan. Because, if you look at it, vote portability, if I'm to use that phrase, does it go with leaders? Does it go with party? The BJP seems to have a plan, and the plan seems to be simply to say that votes must go with the party and not with the leader. Leaders can come and go, local leaders can come and go, but the party remains forever. And that's the important point.
Mr. Malviya, I was showing you what's happening in the Lingayat-dominated seats of northern Karnataka, where the Congress is currently leading on 41, up 19. The BJP is down 19 from the last time at 22. Now, this was your bastion. In a Lok Sabha election, this will still be your bastion. The Lingayat community has stood with you in this poll according to our post-poll study. Yet the Congress is up 19 in this area, which was the BJP's bastion. The BJP nowadays hardly ever loses in its own bastion. What's gone wrong here, you think?
Well, Rahul, we'll have to analyze what has probably gone wrong. But we remain confident that the social coalition that the BJP has in Karnataka remains intact. It may be an aberration for us to be trailing on some of these seats in what is otherwise a stronghold of the BJP. But we will go back to the drawing board and analyze what may not have worked for us. And clearly, it seems like there could be a lot of local issues at work, and we will address all of them. Look, we are not a party that brushes aside victory or defeat and move on. We look at our victories very closely, and we look at our defeats even more closely. So we are
Mr. Malviya, would you reckon, you talk about things that haven't quite worked, would you reckon the last minute or the last 3 days in the dying hours of the campaign, raking up Bajrang Bali backfired? Karnataka, very different political terrain?
Well, I would only urge you to relax. The BJP is committed to a certain ideology, and we are never going to compromise with it. Ram, Hanuman, Bajrang Bali, the Indic thought, the dharmic traditions are all owned by the BJP. We will never go down the path of appeasement like the Congress would.
Exactly what you're talking about or trailing.
We don't have a problem with that. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. If you ask a question, you should listen to the answer as well.
Go ahead, sir.
So we are quite sure that we do not want a state, we do not want a country where appeasement is the norm. We are never going to accept the Congress talking about a ban on an organization like the Bajrang Dal, because they are not an organization that indulges in illegality or unlawful practices. So it will remain our commitment to the wider worldview that we've always held. I'm again
But
saying...
what
maybe
explains,
lose
but
an
what
election
explains,
when
but
any
Mr.
government
Malviya, what
Malviya,
explains the CT Ravi trailing?
No,
Because he was the poster boy of what you talk about.
And let me add to that, Mr. Malviya. The fact is, you have every right to, hold your ideology, your ideological conviction. But last year, whether on social media, which you handle, or in the national media, what were the stories coming out from Karnataka? Halal, hijab, azan, Tippu, Savarkar Yatra. When it is clear, as the elections are showing, poorer parts of Karnataka were hurting post-COVID. Did you all get your strategy wrong? That instead of focusing on religious polarization, you should have focused possibly on bread and butter issues. Eventually, in your manifesto, you promised 3 gas cylinders, you promised milk free. The fact is, you got your election strategy wrong in 2022 itself. And social media of the BJP was only amplifying religiously polarizing issues.
The problem with you, Rajdeep, is that you want to see what you think should be the agenda in your propaganda. The fact of the matter is that halal, hijab are all issues of Karnataka, and they are as important. We cannot allow our daughters and our women to be lured away in love jihad. That is a fact. If you want to shut your eyes to it, you're free to do it.
No,
we are
I
not
haven't.
going to
The
do
voters
it.
have.
We are going to
The
raise
voters
these
have
issues,
shut
and these are
you, not
important
me.
issues,
The
whether you
voters
like
have
it or
told you,
not.
please focus on basics. The voters have told you to focus on basics.
The same voters have voted for the BJP every other election on the same issues. They expect the BJP to stand for something, and we will always stand for it. Whether we lose an election here or there does not matter. Get that clear in your head, Mr. Sardesai. You should stop your propaganda. We will look at the bread and butter issues. We are as aware and as conscious about them. We are as worried about
How is it that when people ask you questions, Mr. Malviya, it becomes propaganda?
As anybody else would be.
Mr. Malviya, asking questions is not propaganda. With due regard, sir, asking a simple question is not propaganda. I'm asking you a question based on the results. All our surveys are showing women and the poor have voted against you. Women and poor had other bread and butter issues. They weren't interested, it appears, in religious polarization. That's all I'm saying. That's not propaganda, that's fact.
Well, the truth of the matter is that there are 75-80 seats where the BJP is still leading, and that's a massive vote share. So are you saying that all those people who voted for the BJP did not have bread and butter issues, and 20 extra seats or maybe 5% voter that has gone in favor of the Congress had different issues? Come on. I mean, talk like a sensible journalist. Don't try and put your agenda in every discussion. The fact is, and I'm repeating again, there are ideological issues that we will never ever compromise with. As far as there are other issues are concerned, we will address that. And are you telling me that a Siddaramaiah or a DKS-led government will be any better in terms of corruption, or for that matter, in terms of ensuring bread and butter issues? Why haven't they done it in Rajasthan? Why haven't they done it in Chhattisgarh?
Okay. So while the BJP has bad news coming out of Karnataka...